Well, once again here in Karnataka, of course, there seems to be some sort of a political development, or at least that's what is being hinted by the Deputy Chief Minister of the state. Mr. K Shivakumar, in a shocking revelation, has alleged that there is a conspiracy somewhere to destabilize the Congress government here. Now, Shivkumar's bombshell claim has said that somewhere there is something cooking in Singapore. And what is this exactly? Well, he's not throwing too much light about these developments. He is alleging here that the mastermind behind the conspiracy is sitting in Singapore and all the planning is taking place there. The BJP, meanwhile, of course, has been dismissing these allegations, claiming that it shows that the government is fragile and weak. Now, interestingly, of course, this statement comes at a time when Mr. Kumaraswamy is on a visit where he, of course, multiple times has even been to Singapore. And there, of course, Mr. K Shivakumar takes a leaf out of that chapter and says whether there is some sort of an understanding between the JDS and the BJP and what this pact would mean for the Congress party and whether coming together would mean to destabilize them. So a lot of unanswered questions, of course, remain at this point in time. Now, before we look at other details that are trickling, let's first listen to the latest reaction of Mr. K Shivakumar here.
ನಮಗೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲವು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಇದೆ ಅವ್ರದ್ದೇನೋ ತಂತ್ರ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡೋದು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಈಗೆಲ್ಲ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ.
With 135 legislators in his party, if he has no confidence in his own government stability, it is very unfortunate. BJP at no point of time will make any attempt to destabilize the government. If there is any contradiction within his own party and the government collapses, BJP can't be held responsible. If the Congress party believes that two senior opposition leaders, former chief ministers come together and hold a press conference, if that destabilizes the state government, then this government is very fragile, I believe.
Of course, we'll be putting out that latest reaction of Mr. K Shivakumar that's come in where he says some people are being flown into Singapore as well. Before that, my colleague Neha, of course, joins us with all these details. Well, Neha, this is an interesting statement that's come in. We've, of course, seen multiple visits of Mr. Kumaraswamy in the past to Singapore. We've, of course, seen somewhere a close bonding of sorts that's developed over the last few months between, the JDS and the BJP. But does this really call for Mr. K Shivakumar, expressing apprehensions in a way that he has done? That there could be a political coup that's happening behind his back or behind the government's back?
Well, Deepak, given the current state of affairs in Karnataka, of course, one thing is quite certain, that the Congress party, having come to power in the state with such a thumping majority, would at no point, of course, want to lose that. And they're going to be extremely cautious here, mind you. Having said that, of course, we're now given to understand that K Shivakumar making a very explosive allegation like this, wherein he goes on to say, he's explicitly said it, Deepak. He said that the BJP and the JDS, in fact, are coming together, that the government is going to be toppled. And the fact that, all of this is happening out of Singapore, it's really quite interesting over here to see what more comes out from this trail of thought where, Mr. Shivakumar is coming from. Imperative, Deepak, of course, at this point in time, to keep a track on this, because this isn't the first time that, we've heard of this prior to the elections as well. We've heard from Congress leaders wherein they've alleged that, Kumaraswamy went to Singapore to meet Amit Shah, and several other, such statements too had come in. How much truth is really there to this? Well, that's something, of course, that time would really tell. But having said that, we'll really, of course, have to keep a close eye. It sure seems like the Congress party right now in the state of Karnataka that has, a good majority over here is, of course, expressing apprehensions like this. But whether this is going to be a cause of alarm for them or not, well, that's something that, will probably unfurl in the coming days.
Absolutely. Of course, now while we, of course, have Mr. K Shivakumar make this sort of statement, we heard the BJP there. There they say that they're nervous, the government is unstable, they have issues dealing with their own problems, is not something that they are used to, and they are blaming the BJP and the JDS for it. But you see a lot of bonhomie these days with Mr. Kumaraswamy and several other BJP leaders. But does this really mean that there is an attempt to really destabilize? That's what we're discussing today. To discuss more about this, we have Bhavya Narasimhamurthy from the Congress. She's a spokesperson there. We also have Mr. Madhu Rao from the BJP. Both of them are joining us live on the broadcast today. Let me open this up with Bhavya. Bhavya, this is a very interesting statement coming in from Mr. The K Shivakumar, isn't it? Because when you have the Deputy Chief Minister express these sort of apprehensions, then it speaks volumes that he probably has some sort of real concrete information, but you have 135 MLAs. Where does the fear really lie?
Yes. Okay. So, before these this elections, we were in the opposition. Not once. We have participated in so many protests against this, the previous BJP government, which was because of their scams on one hand, and even against Mr. Ishwarappa when Santosh Patil committed suicide right sitting in front of Vidhan Sauda. Not once did the JDS, under the leadership of Kumaraswamy sir, they didn't join us. They didn't join us for any protest. Neither have you seen any of our leaders sitting with Mr. Kumaraswamy and conducting a press meet. But now, they are forming a combined opposition. It's as though, first of all, BJP doesn't have an opposition leader. They have still not appointed an opposition leader. One of the assembly sessions are also over, and one of the most important ones, the budget session is over. They don't have an opposition leader. In fact, they are portraying Mr. Kumaraswamy as the opposition leader. So now when these two people have come together, and where our Deputy Chief Minister, Mr. K Shivakumar, has very concrete information, they are conspiring against this government. He never said that we do not have confidence on our government, or that, our government is unstable. They are just conspiring against us. After our India Alliance, Indian National Developmental Inclusive Alliance, the meet has scared BJP so much, and they clearly know in Karnataka, people have given us the highest mandate, and that is going to reflect again in the next election, next year in parliamentary elections. So they wanted to do everything they can to make sure, to stop us from giving the best administration. Starting from, forcing our government to appoint the CM within 3 days. We did that. And very soon, within like a week, we had a whole full-fledged cabinet running. And then we, in the very first cabinet meeting, we approved our guarantees. And now most of our guarantees are in place. This is exactly what the opposition has nothing against us now. They tried to cook up stories.
Well, then where's the problem, Bhavya? Where's the problem?
Now,
because, if the kind of statement that's coming in from Mr. K Shivakumar is to be believed, that means there is a threat to your government. Where is the threat? That's where I'm asking you. You have 135 MLAs. Now, even if the JDS and the BJP are coming together, they're coming together as an opposition to take on the, the Congress. The Congress has been asking for opposition here in Karnataka, even asking for why the BJP is not appointing its opposition leader. But, opening up a Pandora's box like this, or, making these sort of statements really makes people anxious in the state.
So, we do not have any threat, first of all. We have got the highest mandate. But BJP has a legacy of horse trading. We all know that. In fact, the recent NDA meet, if you think, I honestly think to bring back those 36 alliance partners who had left them and, who were really not happy with them, they have used IT and ED more than their political, ideology that has united them. So that is one of the things, IT and EDs, that they use to, either scare the politicians or, buy the politicians. So, but that is not going to happen this time, definitely. But last time, as you know, there was horse trading, and 17 of our MLAs, of our coalition partners, including our coalition partners, they left us, joined BJP, there were re-elections, and BJP formed a government. Of course, this time we will be very careful, and this will not repeat, and 135 is a very big number for them to break.
Okay, let's ask what the BJP thinks about these sort of statements that are coming in. Mr. Madhu Rao, if you could come in here, because right now Mr. K Shivakumar says we cannot trust the BJP, or rather the Congress spokesperson here says we cannot trust the BJP of how you use the agencies, how you threatened legislators, and that's where they fear that there is something that's happening, from Singapore.
Deepak, good evening. I listened to you and my good friend Bhavya. Kindly give me 2 minutes uninterrupted time. First of all, whether K Shivakumar won't trust BJP or not, at least he should not believe in Siddaramaiah. That is what BK Hariprasad has told. Point one. Point two, I would request Bhavya Narasimhamurthy to have an interview with their own leader called as BK Hariprasad as to what Mr. BK Hariprasad has told. BK Hariprasad in the other day before a function, he has openly told and he's shown his resentment against Mr. Siddaramaiah. So why should we not say that BK Hariprasad is the mouthpiece of DK Shivkumar? Point two. Point three. DK Shivkumar is telling something is happening in Singapore or something is happening in Antarctica. How is he privy to the conversation? He should disclose as to who those people are. Because if he is trying to tell as to somebody is sitting in Singapore and trying to topple the government, then I'm afraid to say that DK Shivkumar is already applying for anticipatory bail. Because later on, if the government falls, he thinks that he should not become a scapegoat, so he wants to point fingers at someone else. Why is this happening? We never expected this to happen within 2 months of the formation of the government. They have got 136 seats. They are unfit to even govern properly. Every day there's a law and order issue. Every day we are seeing issues of price rise and other things. So therefore, and they're not able to fulfill the guarantees. So why are we not to learn that it is DK Shivkumar?
Mr. Rao, if you could tell us, what is this Singapore connect that is being spoken about? Is the BJP aware of any of this? What's happening in Singapore? Is BJP aware of any of this?
I don't know. If anyone would, in fact,
what
it was also told by
Singapore link
Jarki Holi. Deepak, it was Jarki Holi who told something is happening in Singapore. You should catch hold of Mr. Jarki Holi and ask him what is happening in Singapore, what is happening in I don't know. He should ask because he was the person who told. And DK Shivkumar, who is DK Shivkumar? He is the person who wanted to become the chief minister of Karnataka. We saw all those drama what happened in Delhi as to who will become the chief minister of Karnataka. That is Siddaramaiah. And the feud between Siddaramaiah and DK Shivkumar is well known. In fact, I would also go to add one thing. BK Hariprasad has on record to say that he is unhappy in the party because why you can bring someone called as Bose Raju, who's not even an MLC, and he is brought into the government and is made a minister and is made the floor leader in the Parishad. And whereas this very veteran, 45-year-old veteran...
But to the direct charge that the Congress has made, Mr. Rao, if you could respond to that, they say we've seen how the BJP has operated in the past in Karnataka. They're talking about MLAs being threatened using agencies. They're even talking about Operation Kamala. To that particular charge, what is the response of the BJP?
I will tell you something. If ED is doing their job, if CBI is doing their job, why is there a frightening aspect of Congress party? They should not be frightened. They should tell, yes, this is a democratically elected government. We will face whatever it is. We believe in the constitution. We believe in the high courts. We believe in the Supreme Court. They should come out on the open and say they don't believe in anything. Whom do they believe in? They don't believe in Supreme Court. They don't believe in High Court. They don't believe in the Election Commission. They don't believe EVMs. They don't believe anyone. Now DK Shivkumar is also not believing Siddaramaiah. Is it our fault? It is their own making. We never told. If anyone wants to become CM of Karnataka after Siddaramaiah, seems to be...
Bhavya, the BJP says it's not our fault. The BJP says it's not our fault. They're not even aware of what's happening in Singapore. But to my surprise, Bhavya, the real question here is, I asked you earlier about you having this complete majority, having this big number of 135, which is historic in itself, probably the second highest that the Congress has got. And before the elections, you had people switching from the BJP coming to the Congress. And the Congress at that point in time said that the wave is completely changed here in Karnataka. People want to be with the Congress party. And now, within a couple of months, you're again, putting in apprehensive, statements out there that people could switch to the BJP or BJP could be trying to make, legislators move away.
No. We are not putting a statement, something similar to what you just mentioned. Our Deputy Chief Minister, Mr. DK Shivakumar, said there is
so what is this statement when you say there is a... When we are hinting at a coup that's happening, you're saying legislators are sitting and conspiring. What is the conspiracy about? When we are talking about a conspiracy, what is it about?
first point, before you know, okay, what is it about? The Deputy Chief Minister is very clear. He said they're sitting there and cooking up a conspiracy against the sitting government. They both have combined together instead of forming a constructive opposition to a majority government. What they're doing is, because they failed utterly in, you know, forming a good opposition, or, you know, opposing even in, you know, hardly they spoke anything against the budget this time. They have been so weak.
Come to present
Let me finish. Let me finish.
I'm helping you to finish.
I didn't interrupt when you were speaking. I would like to ask BJP just one thing. Why is there not one opposition leader in the assembly? Are their leaders so inefficient? Like, they don't even have a face for the party? Why are they hiding behind Mr.
That's a different debate, Bhavya. Let's not deviate.
Oppose the leaders.
Deepak, if I may,
you know,
Deepak, let me come back.
In
let
fact,
me revert.
Mr. Kumaraswamy is leading even BJP. Why don't
Deepak,
they have a leader?
Okay, let her complete, Mr. Rao.
Instead,
Let her complete, Mr. Rao, and then you can
they
rebut.
respect the constitution. Opposition leader is supposed to be there according to the constitution. But they don't even have an opposition leader. All are deep.
Okay, Bhavya, see, the concern again, I come back to that. You can talk about the BJP not having, you know, an opposition leader. You can talk about the JDS getting cozy with the BJP in the last couple of weeks. But the question here is, when the number 2 in the state, you know, expresses apprehensions that they are coming together to destabilize the government. That is where I'm asking you, where do you think the problem lies?
That just shows they're cooking up something. They tried to oppose our budget. They tried to oppose our guarantees. They did everything they could. But the people of Karnataka are so happy with our guarantees that none of their protest or, you know, their opposition succeeded.
Deepak,
so now they don't have any other choice but to destabilize our government.
Okay.
But we are very confident that our government will be stable and we will finish 5 years administration without any problem.
Deepak. First of all, I would request Bhavya to go all the way to Bombay, Mumbai, and ask who is the leader of opposition for Congress party in Maharashtra. So that's a different issue. Let's not talk about it. We will decide. In fact, you are incapable of even having a LOP in the parliament. That aside, the point is this. BK Hariprasad is on record to tell that I know how to destabilize the government. Rather to say, I was a person instrumental in appointing 5 CMs, and also I know how to dethrone them. Perhaps this was history for Mr. BK Hariprasad and DK Shivkumar team. Perhaps we may see that in the future tense also. That is what he was meaning to say. And DK Shivkumar is very close to BK Hariprasad. Perhaps something must be heard by DK Shivkumar and BK Hariprasad in person. Perhaps they must be planning the coup, and they are wanting to put something on someone else, so that they should not be scapegoated later. So that is the plan which is happening, perhaps. Because how will DK Shivkumar know who is sitting in Singapore? If that is the case, DK Shivkumar should come out and open and say, X person is sitting in Singapore, Y person is sitting in Antarctica, Z person is sitting in Bermuda Islands. He should come out and say. Otherwise, how will Mr. DK Shivkumar come all of a sudden, oh, something is happening and someone is trying to destabilize? We are not trying to destabilize. We are nowhere in the picture. And how is it possible for BK Hariprasad also to at the same time to come and say all these things? Maybe there must have been a conversation between DK Shivkumar and BK Hariprasad. You are also in the same boat. I am also in the same boat. What happened to Kolibad should not happen to me. What happened to Srinivas Prasad should not happen to me. What happened to H.M. Revanna should not happen to me. What happened to H. Vishwanath should not happen to me. So therefore, we should be together in order to go against Siddaramaiah must be their thought. How are we to know about all these things, Deepak?
Okay, Bhavya, Mr. Rao is saying give clarity. Mr. Rao says give clarity because you can't just fire blanks in the air and get away with it. You're a deputy chief minister.
I am very aware of what Mr. BK Hariprasad has said, and this is our party's internal matter. Come on, if we even speak about BJP and Mr. Yatnal, how he literally spewed venom against Mr. Yadurappa and he was brought down, and even against Mr. Bommai, we all know what happens within BJP.
Let us come to present tense.
But here, I'm really surprised, and it's so funny to see how the BJP spokesperson, I don't know if I should call that as hallucination or illusion or cooking up stories
You
and
can take it
assumptions.
as a satire.
But I really appreciate
You can take
his
it as a
imagination.
satire.
Whatever the
fact
theory
of the
is
matter
cooking up on
remains. But the
online,
fact of
that's
the matter
really funny.
remains,
And I don't
Mr.
really
DK
think
Shivkumar
any
wants
of
to
that
become the
existed
CM, and he's
Congress
seeing
party. But
ways
good
and
luck with
means
that
to become
theory.
the Chief Minister
Good
of
luck with the
Karnataka.
theory, and I'm
So
very
please
sorry
talk to
you'll be
DK
very
Shivkumar and ask
disappointed.
him,
You'll
what
be
is your
very
intention,
disappointed
sir?
regarding that.
Should you want to become a CM of Karnataka, or Mr. Siddaramaiah wants to continue? Perhaps Bhavya and other spokespersons will get a clarity. Why should you blame others?
Excuse
Sitting
me,
in
it's not
Antarctica,
like, it's not
sitting
like
in
in
Singapore,
BJP there was
somebody
only
is in
one
Bermuda
person
Islands. Why should
claiming.
you even think about it? We know one thing, Deepak. Mr. Siddaramaiah, who is the Chief Minister of Karnataka, is known for one thing, that is sidelining the leaders and he becoming the king. That is what people are aware of.
I understand the frustration of BJP
They're
spokesperson.
frightened of that.
You
Why
know,
are
we
to
have
blame
very
others?
tall
You
leaders in
blame
Congress
your own
party.
leaders. No.
Yes, there is
Don't
a
you
competition
please
for the
take
Chief
examples.
Minister's post.
I'll give
That
you
only
10
shows that
examples
Congress party has
of
very
how
efficient
Siddaramaiah,
leaders.
who
Unlike
has come from
BJP,
outside the
there is so
party,
much infight
is
that they are
gunning
even
against Congress
incapable
leaders.
of
I have not
appointing an
told.
opposition
Mr.
leader.
DK
Forget about
Hariprasad
Chief
has told this.
Minister.
Okay.
They don't have a
Now-
Chief Minister
we
face
have,
at all.
we have very little
so
time
many
left
leaders.
on the debate.
So
we
many
have
efficient leaders.
I'm requesting
yes, there is
both
good
Mr. Rao
competition and there is nothing wrong in
and
that.
Bhavya,
But
both Mr. Rao and
BJP
Bhavya,
is such
I have
a,
two simple questions before we end this debate.
party that
Bhavya,
you can't
hold
even
on,
appoint an
hold on,
opposition
Bhavya,
leader.
hold on. Let's not
You are
quarrel
leaderless,
on
you're
air.
faceless.
Bhavya, hold on. Well, Bhavya, all of this, while you of course take on the BJP, say they are, they don't have an opposition leader. I agree. There is something lacking in the leadership of the BJP that they haven't been able to choose. You have said that the JDS is getting cozy with the BJP. I agree there too. We've seen all the indications of that happening. But where my question that you have not answered up until now, you have the Deputy Chief Minister, is number 2 in the state. When he expresses apprehensions that there is an attempt to destabilize, it's a very big charge. But there is no backing to these claims is the question that's coming in. Bhavya, quickly, we have just a couple of minutes to go.
He has very clearly said that, he's clearly said that
No, in fact, Bhavya, hold on, Bhavya, before you respond to that, we have a fresh reaction that's come in. We have a fresh reaction that's coming in from Mr. DK Shivkumar. Let's play that out and then we'll have Bhavya respond.
Of some BJP leaders and from other JDS leaders were trying to have some pact about the information. They could not have a meeting here or in Delhi. So some ticket bookings and everything was been going on there, which enemy becoming friends now. That is going on. Just I have a little information on it. I don't know whether it will go on or may not go on. But we are tracked with all this type of political understandings.
Well, Bhavya, I hope you heard that. That was the latest reaction. We heard him, of course, speak a little earlier in the day as well. Now, in this, he says that, they could have held a meeting anywhere in the country. Tickets are being booked to Singapore, but he's not talking about who is there in Singapore. He's not talking about whose tickets are being booked. And you have 135 MLAs here. You are saying you're extremely confident. But then where do these apprehensions really come from? How can you really substantiate any of it?
This is very clear, Deepak. There is no apprehension. He's just giving facts that these people are conspiring something against us. That doesn't mean we don't have confidence on our government. Neither does it mean that we are apprehensive about our government or 135 people, 135 MLAs who belong to our party. There's nothing like, it's as simple as BJP and JDS are conspiring against the sitting government. That's it. That is all Mr. DK Shivkumar is speaking in this video or the previous one.
Well, Bhavya, while of course you say that the BJP is conspiring, let's quickly get in this last word because I have about 30 seconds left on the debate from the BJP because, yes, I did ask Mr. Rao to the Congress that, there is lack of clarity in these allegations that are coming to the fore. But if you take Mr. D.K. Shivkumar seriously with this, you're saying that there is no information of who's in Singapore. But is there any sort of, official tie-up that we can expect with Mr. H. D. Kumaraswamy or the JDS with the BJP? Because you're showing all indications of it at least.
Kindly understand, nothing is on the cards. Point one. Point two. Either it should be a Kulja Simse moment for D.K. Shivkumar or it is firing in the air moment for D.K. Shivkumar. Point three. If it is a fake news, I would only urge Bhavya Narasimhamurthy to go and talk to one minister called as Priyanka Karge to file a FIR against D.K. Shivkumar for fake news. Because for every fake news, he is instrumental in registering an FIR. Let them also do an FIR against D.K. Shivkumar if it is a fake news. If it is a true news, let him accept that it is a true news. That is what B.K. Hari Prasad has told. So now the Congress party has to decide what is fake, what is not fake. That is all I can answer. We are not into this business at all. Because we do not want it to get into the aspect of all these things.
Thank you, Mr. Rao. Unfortunately, we are short of time. The BJP is saying, well, this is fake news. They're saying that this is just
only to create communal tension in this country. There is a difference.
Where is communal tension?
There is a difference. No,
okay.
You should
ask him. Again, once again, of course, this is we can continue this debate if we deviate from the real issue here. But we'll have to, of course, wrap on that note. I thank Bhavya and Mr. Rao for joining us on this debate. And importantly, of course, this is a very crucial issue because we've, of course, seen instability in terms of the political scenario here in Karnataka. And that's probably not good for the state, for the people, or for governance here. Let's hope that the apprehensions that Mr. D.K. Shivkumar, the Deputy Chief Minister, that he has expressed, do not really materialize, and there's nothing politically as a coup that transpires here. With that, it's a wrap. On the other side, we have a very interesting story, of course, that's coming in from Punjab, where the VIP mindset and the arrogance of the MLAs are time and again on display. We bring you all those details after this quick break. Don't go anywhere.